Okay guys, welcome back to Microsoft Original, and this is the part 4 of the video tutorial series, which is the video editing software which we are creating in Visual Studio, which is Visual Basic. So if you have yet not subscribed to Microsoft Original official channel, do well to subscribe before we get started for this particular lesson, so that you won't be missing any updated episode upcoming. Okay, so before we get started, let's hop into our Visual Studio and then let's see what we did previously. This is what we did previously, and we would like to see how we can work along with this stuff. So let's add a registration section here, right? So first of all, I would like to adjust this a little bit. Good. And I think that is okay. I think that is quite interesting. Okay, well, I like to add, let's say, this form right here that is called the SQLabc theme B1, right? So under this, I will say that this is my main theme, right? So I'll call this my main theme, and then I will definitely check the title of this, that is the test, right? So get well note of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the the load event. Under the load event, whenever the system starts, I want my main theme text should add this, right? And then I will add, and then I add trial version, right? So I will just add, let's say, 30 days trial. Okay, let's leave it to be a tryout version for now. And anytime we start the system, you will see that admittedly it will be just changed to trial version, right? So we're gonna do the registration form for now. When I click on enter registration code, I want it to register my product for me, so that you're gonna see full version here. Good. So before we get started, let's add a new window form, and then we're gonna call this registration, right? So that will be a new registration form, and this is how it's going to be. Let's add our team B, and that is one most important thing to add. So this is our team B, and I would like to adjust it to be like this. And I will say that for this test, I will say that registration, right? And then I will add let's add a text for now, a text box. So I'll add SQL text box, and I will say that I will I'll just add a label, and I will add this label, this guy here, and I'm gonna say the name for the label. I will just say that let's say registration code, right? And I will just change the font size to, let's say, 14 for now. Yes, and that is loving. Good. That is what I really want to do for now, and I will just say that yes. So for this test, You can see that this is the test, so I'll just say that enter code here, right? So, or let's leave it like that, because the person now know that he needs to paste the registration code there. And then let's add buttons, right? So I'll just add, oh sorry, I'm not gonna add that button for now. I'll just add the button B, and I'll just place it here, and I'll just say that let's say that this is gonna be register, right? All right, so this is gonna be the register, and then this is gonna be the cancel. So let's say this is gonna be the cancel, and I like to choose the font color to be red for now, and then the glow color I would like to choose red also for now, and I believe I'm done. So I'm just going to go to the registration, and then I'll just do it this way, and I will just set the start position is already in the center screen, so I will add only the close button. So close, right? So I'll just add only the close right here, and I will just do it this way. So let me go back to the form design, and for the enter registration code, double click on that. So we will say that registration dot show, right? Then we will say that registration dot, I think we can use focus for now. So anytime it's going to focus on the registration. Yes, so let's test that one, and then let's see how we're going to deal with that. So let's go to the registration and enter registration. Now you can see that the registration code is right here. Anytime is being focused, right? Anytime is being focused. Okay, so that is how it works. So we can add the registration code here, and then guys, it's gonna work perfectly fine. Okay, so let's continue. So let's do the registration here, and let's see something. Let's go to the registration. I like to add another section called that is the registration code, and then let's copy this and then paste it one more time, and then we're gonna say that this is gonna be the the email, or let's say the the username, or let's say full name, right? So that is gonna be the person's full name, right? Then the registration code. So the cancel, I think, is the same as me.close, and then we're gonna say that this is gonna be called let's swap it, right? Let's just inverse it, so that this is gonna be here, and then the other one is gonna be here. Good, and that is perfect. Okay, I think I'm nearly done. Good. So we're gonna call this text box, actually we're gonna give it a name. So we're gonna say that this is txt full name and then this is gonna be txt code, right? So this is gonna be our btn register, and then this is gonna be our btn cancel, right? All right, so let's see how best we can modify this stuff don't forget to save your project. And this when you click on the registration, let's see how best we can um, get a verification. We will say that if we're going to use if statement, so we're going to say if our txt full name dot text equals to let's say if our txt code dot text equals to let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, then something should happen. Then it is gonna pop up a message box telling us that registration completed successfully, right? And then for the message box style, we're gonna use information, right? And then we're gonna say that registered successful, good. And then you're gonna say that after that then we're gonna say that okay, so let's leave this for now, or we say that else let's work with else statement. So else if txt name dot text equals to nothing, then it should pop up a message box telling us that no let's say no name added. Then we're going to add a message box which is critical error, and then we're gonna say that error. Then after that we're gonna say that txt full name dot focus, we're gonna focus on the txt full name. Then we're gonna say that else if txt code dot text equals to nothing, right? Then actually this same code should happen, right? So we're gonna say that no code, no registration code added. Then we're gonna say that txt code dot focus, right? Then we're gonna say that else we're gonna say that msg box is gonna tell us that we're going to say that invalid registration code. Then we're gonna add a message box style which is critical. Let's say I like to add critical. Okay, then we're gonna say that error, right? Okay, so let's save that, and then let's see how best our editing software works. So we're gonna say enter registration code, and then if I don't enter my name, it will say name is required. So I'll just say Edu Amankwa Isaac, right? So I'll just add any registration code for now, and then it will say that invalid registration code because that is not the original registration code it was requiring. So I'll just input the original registration code, and then it's gonna tell me that registration completed successfully. Now after that, what next? So we need to work on that one as well, so that everything is going to be fun. So after registration completed, let's work with the error first. We will say that txt code dot clear, then we will say that txt full name dot clear, right? Okay, so let's use txt code dot text equals to nothing, right? Let's say nothing, and then let's set the txt name dot text equals to nothing, right? Let's do it that way. I think I got an error here. Good. So now let's see, after the registration successful, we will say that me dot close, and then we will say that frm from one dot we will say that main theme dot text equals to, then we just go to the main form, and then we just go to the main form, and then we're gonna copy this guy here, and then let's go to the registration, and then we will just add this guy here, and then we will say that, and then we add another quotation, then we say that registered version, right? So that is it. So we will store this in the database later, so that anytime the person opens it, it will just be focusing on the person, telling the person that it's been registered. Then let's work on this, then we end for this lesson so that we just move on. So when you go to enter the codes, let's say this code is Edu Amankwa Isaac. Good. And then we will just add the codes, and then we say registered. Now you see that I just closed, and it needs to after the closing, it needs to change this tryout to full version. So I don't know the reason why it's not working, but I think it should work. So I believe let's cut this, and then let's add this after the registration code, and let's test it once more again. This project include a lot of testing, so we will be doing that. Let's say test, and then let's add the correct code, and then let's register. Okay, the trial version is still there. We will be working on that, don't worry. So okay, no problem. Okay, my code is working fine, so I don't know the reason why it's not working, but don't worry, we will work on that. So we will say that if it is being done, then we will say that frm one dot menu strip, menu tool strip, I think is registration tool strip dot enabled equals to false. So it will disable the registration tab. So you can see that you can. So let's see, if I enter the correct stuffs here, then I register, you see that it's now disabled. Yes, so that is what I'm really talking about. So this is how we're going to do it. We're not going to deactivate the registration, but enter registration code, and then already purchased, right? So that is what we're gonna disable it. So we're gonna say that enter registration equals to false, and then we're gonna say that frm from one dot already purchased dot enabled equals false, right? Then let's say frm dot main dot text equals to, then I think let me do this registered. Let me try this out and see if it's gonna work perfectly fine. Okay, it's trial edition, so let's see. Let's add any test, and then let's add the correct code, and then let's say register. So it's still not working, right? It's still not working. So I believe now you can see that they are disabled. That is by the full version, for that one too it will be disabled. So let's try that one too. So we're gonna say that frm1 dot by full version dot enabled equals false. Then we just gonna say that we will remove this, and let's maintain it this way, and let's try it again and let's see. Okay, so let's enter into the registration code, and then let's go here and then let's do this register. Okay, so I think the registration code is now working perfectly fine. Okay guys, we will end here, and I think on our next lesson we're gonna see how we can add let's add one more thing. I think from the registration we will say that about about um let's add about, and then for the about we will, on our next lesson we're going to add our about page, and then we will just modify everything for it to be very wonderful and fantastic. Then we move on to the other sections, and on and on and on. So until we meet again, Isoft Original is out, and this is what we did by the end of the day. We added this form, and we are done. So until we meet again, have a nice day, and Isoft Original is out.